Hey there, welcome back. I'm meteorologist Julia Kwedi. As I mentioned a moment ago, we are seeing faster wind speeds right now coming through the coastal bend, so that has increased our fire danger for today. We expect improvements ahead for tomorrow, but then with another cold front that's going to pass on through, we'll kind of be back to square one with more critical fire danger back in the forecast. And more details on that in just a few more moments. Right now, taking a look at our C60 Skycam over at Snoopy's, can see a little bit of that haze still impacting parts off to our coastal waters, but thankfully, our air quality has in fact improved here in the area, so that's not really an area of concern for us for today, thankfully. Now for our temperatures, things are on the warmer side still. Now starting to see a decrease in our temperatures as we get a little bit closer toward the evening hours. You can see now they're mostly sitting into the mid to maybe starting to drop into the lower 70s throughout some neighborhoods. 75 degrees here in Corpus Christi, Robstown, Mathis, and Ingleside, all matching with that temperature. A little bit cooler over onto Port Aransas, though. You guys are sitting at 69 degrees right now. Now those winds, like I mentioned, that's what has elevated our fire danger and fire risk for this afternoon. See those winds clocking nearby 30 miles an hour here in Corpus Christi, sitting at 28 miles an hour winds, 18 over in Ingleside, 20 mile an hour winds over in Beeville. Orange Grove, you guys are clocking your winds at this moment around 22 miles an hour. So again, those faster wind speeds, that's what adds towards the concern and the elevation of that fire danger. But thankfully, noticing that wind direction, that's giving us a bit of some saving grace here, because those are winds coming from the southeast. So that means more humidity, more moisture coming back to the mix. So that's what's helping us somewhat combat those drier conditions that are still somewhat persistent in our forecast for now. But looking over into our neighborhood here in Flower Bluff, we see you guys are currently counting your winds going around 20 miles an hour across most of the area too. So again, it's those faster wind speeds that are kind of the culprit right now for that elevated concern of fire danger for today. But we have more improvement on the way heading for your Friday. Our winds still coming in from a south easterly direction, and also can see a decrease those wind speeds, only topping out around 15 miles an hour. So that's going to help our fire concerns in terms of fire danger drop down to the moderate zone tomorrow. So that's a big improvement for us here in the coastal bend, but it'll be somewhat short-lived because I'll have a return of north winds coming back to the forecast this weekend with yet another dry cold front that's going to pass through the area. So we'll kind of be somewhat back to square one with more critical fire danger in place as we look ahead specifically on your Saturday. So this is what we can expect in terms of fire danger heading towards the weekend. Again, tomorrow, moderate risk because we'll have those southeasterly winds going at a slower pace, and also more moisture beginning to rebound and build in the area. Heading towards the weekend, Saturday, we'll be back to critical fire danger as a dry cold front begins to reestablish drier conditions back into the coastal bend. And we'll also see our winds pick up going back to around 20 miles an hour. That's also going to continue with the elevated fire risk ahead for your Sunday as well, as we'll still be having some pretty breezy conditions, and we'll still see our humidity, specifically our relative humidity, still somewhat struggling in the forecast, only going anywhere between 10, 15, or up to 20% in terms of that drier air sticking around into the area. So, of course, we know we have spring break getting a little bit closer, coming in, heading towards this weekend, towards next week. So you just want to make sure you're still being very careful and mindful of any activities that you may participate in for this weekend and next week, as we'll still be struggling with some fire danger. Warmer temperatures in the 80s for this Saturday, then cooling down to the 70s for the start of next week.